So taking a closer look at setting up the timesheets feature, first thing you need to do if you'd like to activate this feature is call us, because it's not part of any of the standard packages and it needs to be activated for you. That usually only takes a few seconds, so if you'd like to try this out, please give us a call. Second thing to do is probably to start in the All Users option. First of all, log in as the administrator, of course. Go to the All Users option. If we navigate into Jason's record, we can see we've got a couple of options in here. Firstly, are we going to allow this user to create timesheets? That effectively allows the user to add his own direct entries, create his own entry and description for the time that he spent on the job. If you don't tick that box, then the user will only be allowed to enter time against pre-allocated to-dos that you or someone else has created him for them. So this allows users effectively to free type their own timesheets if you wish. And the next option, just what it says, are you going to allow this user to edit his timesheets? So if he makes a minor mistake or he wants to change or revise his hours, ticking this box will allow him to do it. If you don't do that, then the administrator is going to have to make any adjustments or changes that you'd want to see. And the rate per hour is fairly explanatory. It's in pounds per hour, and each hour that you book against the project, against the operative, will be charged at this particular rate. Further point to mention on timesheets is that they are closely linked to to-dos or tasks. If we go into our C700 HS2 folder, look at the to-do items I've got in here. I've got one task assigned to Jason to create site temporary supplies. If I add another to task now, this time perhaps one for Gemma, you notice that there's a new feature in there which is add a timesheet entry. Now if that box is ticked, which is the default setting, then a timesheet description will be created for Gemma to book her time against this task. If you don't want to allow Gemma to book time against this task, simply uncheck that option and a timesheet entry will not be created. Simply create that task now, and if we scroll across to the timesheet tab, we can see that the task for Gemma has now been created and she could allocate a time against that particular task. Let's go back to the to-do item and see what happens if Jason, for example, came along and marked his task as complete. As we know, that moves a task down to the bottom half of the pane as a completed task. If we log back in as Jason now and navigate to our C700 folder again, Timesheets tab, we can see that because this site temporary supplies task has been marked as complete, I no longer have the ability to enter hours against it. If I did have any additional time against that, what I could do is I could go and mark the task as incomplete again, and that will effectively open it up and allow me to enter more time against it. So your permissions that you give your users about ability to change and edit tasks and create timesheets, you can effect pretty close control about how they can or can't enter and create and or amend their timesheets. So there's a quick overview of the admin functions of creating and managing timesheets.